Okay, welcome back to Speculate to Accumulate, the tipping show where we try and win ourselves some money.
Unsuccessfully so far.
And you some money on the 3 p.m. kickoffs on a Saturday for the football fixtures. I'm going to say football fixtures then. Football fixtures. So it's going to be the 31st of August 2019, tomorrow's fixtures. Before we get going, quick mention to the sponsor, Faded Barbershop in Leyland, Lancashire. So if you're looking for a haircut, and if you're in the Northwest region or the Lancashire region, or you fancy just coming for an haircut to Leyland in Lancashire, then get yourself down and go and see Kane, Jack. Mention you this week, mate, and the boys down there, and you can have a lovely haircut if you like a shit quiff like mine, or a nice short haircut like Aiden's. There you go. Hope you're happy now, Jack. On to the football. Last week,
absolute stinker.
Not diabolical.
Western Super, wasn't it?
Oof, fucking wasn't there, I tell you that. Weren't a good one. Didn't really see many winners flying around the Twitter world or the Facebook world either, really. Not on the Saturday either. I think everyone struggled. The sixfold last week, we landed 3 out of the 6 fixtures. 2-1 to you last week, pal. You're clawing it back. 7-6 to me on aggregate now.
I'll be ahead.
Both teams to score. We got 1 out of 6. 1 out of 6.
Who got that?
It was North End. Yeah, North End Chef Wednesday.
Was it? Was that?
Yeah, and that was my pick. So you got 0 out of 3 last week, but it's 5-4 to me on aggregate now. On that one, so I'm 1 ahead in each. So you've got some catching up to do, pal.
Won't take long.
Anyway, this week, I have a bit of positivity. It is a tough run of fixtures, this, isn't it? We said this to each other when we were debating what to pick, didn't we? But
yeah, I'd approach with caution this week.
Yeah, so maybe just take the bullet points that we've made for each of our selections and maybe add them to your own. But if you are confident and you've been sticking to the accumulator that we've been doing every week, and you've got a spare fiver to which you're willing to lose, then why not join us?
Invest.
Because this one is a big prize. Should we tell them the prize first before we get into it?
I've clocked it up on Sky Bet at 92 to 1.
92 to 1. So a fiver on that's going to return you what?
440, 420-ish.
420 quid worth a fiver, innit? Price of a pint in London, that. So we'll go. I'll give a fixture, then you give a fixture. We'll mix it up a bit this week, Wait, we do.
That's all we always do.
Oh, yeah. No, but it's not just 3 and 3, is it? Go on, I'll go first. My first pick, nice and easy. Ipswich at home to beat Shrewsbury. Ipswich have won the 2 previous fixtures, whereas Shrewsbury have only won 1 in 5. Promotion favourites this season as well. Ipswich also unbeaten in the league at home. It's just hard to see past them in this one, pal. So my first pick is going to be Ipswich to beat Shrewsbury.
My first pick, I'm going for Wycombe away at AFC Wimbledon. Wimbledon have just got the 1 point from the first 5 fixtures, which was a 1-1 home draw with Accrington. And Wycombe have had an unbeaten start with 3 wins, 2 draws, seeing them in 2nd place in the league, early doors.
Who did they draw to? Who did they draw to?
Accrington Stanley.
Who were they?
Exactly.
So your first pick?
Wycombe Wanderers.
Wycombe, the mighty Wycombe. Akinfenwa FC. My second pick, we're going to come to the northwest, and it's going to be Blackpool to beat Portsmouth at home. If you are putting this, I'm going to put this out there first because you informed me of this on the way when I've just picked you up. If you're looking at this when you're putting on your accumulator, Blackpool are 2 to 1, which I'm shocked that you're telling me this. I don't know why. We said maybe it's because Portsmouth won in the EFL Cup.
Away at QPR on Wednesday.
Yeah, but that's only a championship side. I don't know, but it's 2 to 1.
Only against the League One side today. Tomorrow.
No, that's what I mean. It's not like they beat a Premier League side, and that's why Portsmouth have become this big favourite. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, my points that I've got on it are Blackpool that I think the 2-1 price is an absolute steal, especially if you lump him. But anyway, Blackpool are unbeaten in the league this season so far. They've got a 100% winning record in the league at home so far this season. And Portsmouth have only took 4 points from the first 4 games, losing both their away games so far this season in the league. 1-0 away to Shrewsbury and 2-1 away to Sunderland. So how are they the favourite? Anyway, 2-1, steal of a price, eh?
Hopefully.
So yeah, my second pick.
No value in a loser.
Well, exactly. My second pick, should I say, is Blackpool to beat Portsmouth.
My second pick, I'm going for Rotherham at home to Tranmere. Rotherham's only losses this season have been to Man United under 23s in the EFL Trophy, where Rotherham made a few changes to the team, and to a decent Lincoln side, where Rotherham have won the other 3 out of 5 in all competitions. Tranmere, their only win this season was a 5-0 home win versus struggling Bolton, who near enough out of business this week, weren't they?
Yeah.
And Tranmere haven't scored in away games so far this season, so I'm going for Rotherham at home to Tranmere.
Up the Millers. Up the fucking Millers. And my final pick, any guesses? Any guesses? I'll give you all 3 seconds. The best side in League 2, the mighty Green Army, Plymouth Argyle, to beat Northampton away. Here we go. You ready? Plymouth have won one. What? Sorry, let me start that again. Plymouth have won 1, lost 1 away from home so far this season. And they're coming off the back of a 3-0 win at the weekend. And they had a valiant effort in the EFL Cup against Reading midweek, where I thought they were going to win. They were 2-1 up. They ended up losing 4-2 against Reading, who are two divisions above them. So I think that's a good effort from them. And they're coming up against the Northampton side, who are yet to secure a point at home this season in League 2. And they've only taken 4 points from their opening 5 fixtures. Plymouth are second in the league, taking 10 points from their opening 5 fixtures. And I really fancy them to take all 3 points away this weekend as well. So Plymouth, my final pick, Plymouth to beat Northampton with a Danny Mayer hat-trick.
Can't help yourself, can you?
Nope.
My third pick, I'm going for Swindon Town at home to Morecambe. Swindon haven't won since the second game of the season, but I'm expecting them to still be far too good for Morecambe. And Swindon won both meetings last season, with the home game being a 4-0 win.
5 tomorrow. 5-0.
So one better.
So Swindon. So the sixfold is as follows. We've got Ipswich to beat Shrewsbury.
Wickham to beat Wimbledon.
Blackpool to beat Portsmouth.
Rotherham to beat Tranmere.
And Plymouth to beat Northampton.
And Swindon to beat Morecambe.
I always wait for that second hand. That's coming out at 92-1.
92-1.
Get on it.
That was about an hour ago.
So. Yeah, and this is...
That was at 4 o'clock on Friday.
The 30th. Yeah. Straight into the both teams to score. I think this weekend, if I'm being honest, this is looking more likely. Tough run of fixtures, but there's some very even games in there. So I'll kick things off. Both teams score. My first pick is going to be Leeds versus Swansea. It's a clash at the top of the Championship. Both sides taking 13 points from their opening 5 games, with Leeds scoring 10, Swansea scoring 11 so far this league campaign. Don't be put off that both sides have only conceded 6 goals between them, as I think this is going to be a very end-to-end game. A high-scoring affair, and if you look at the top of League 2, it's a bit of a 6-point... at the top of the Championship, and the top 2, it's a 6-pointer really, ain't it? So my first pick, both teams to score, Leeds versus Swansea.
Just hope Swansea have saved some goals for the weekend after the 6-0 win midweek.
I know, yeah. They ended up conceding 1 though, didn't they?
Oh, it's 6-1.
6-1, yeah.
My first pick for the both teams to score, I'm going for Luton versus Huddersfield. Only one stat for it really, and they've both landed 4 out of 5 on the both teams to score this season.
Been popular on our slip this year as well.
Luton,
yeah, I think we've had them a few times. My second pick, I'm going to stay in the Championship. It's going to be Nottingham Forest versus Preston. Preston have had both teams to score in the previous 4 fixtures, and the second highest scoring league. Fucking hell, what is it today? I know, we can't even speak. They are the second highest scoring side in the Championship this season with 10 goals in 5. There we go. And Nottingham have scored at every home fixture they've played in the league so far this season. And there's only 1 point between the two sides as they battle to get into the top 6 of the Championship and reach the promised land. So my second pick is going to be Nottingham Forest versus Preston.
My second pick, I'm going for Reading versus Charlton. Reading have landed 3 out of 5 both teams to scores this season, where Charlton have landed 4. So I'm hoping for a nice open game there.
He's doing well, isn't he, Lee Boy? Yeah. I mean, he went up well. They got promoted, and then he said he weren't going to.
Their own, aren't they?
Well, he left, didn't he? He left and came back before the start of the season. Bit strange. My final pick is going to be Peterborough versus Sunderland. I was a bit like this with this fixture because Peterborough, I think it was the first Speculate to accumulate. They let us down, so I was a bit like that. But Sunderland have had both teams scoring every game they've played this season.
In all competitions.
All competitions, yeah. And Peterborough, after a slow start, like I've just mentioned, they've started to show a bit of form as of late, scoring 8 goals in the last 3 games, and they're at home tomorrow as well. Sunderland are also big hitters in away fixtures this season, scoring 8 goals away in 3 away games. So my final pick on the both teams to score is Peterborough versus Sunderland.
And my final pick, I'm going for Exeter versus Mansfield. Both fixtures last season between the two sides landed the both teams to score, and Mansfield have been involved in games that have had 15 goals in 5 league games this season. So I'm hoping for another high scorer.
Goal fest, hopefully. Go on, you can start. So the final 6, both teams to score, Acker.
Luton versus Huddersfield.
Leeds versus Swansea.
Reading versus Charlton.
Nottingham Forest versus Preston North End.
Exeter versus Mansfield.
And Peterborough versus Sunderland.
And I got 22-1 on that at the same time as the sixfold.
Is that all it is? 22s? Is it? Oh, well, profit's a profit, isn't it? But if we lose...
We'll lose together.
We lose together. But yeah, tough finger fixtures, like I said, this week. If you want to put all 6 on, then be our guests. If not, take a bit of knowledge that we've just sprinkled upon you and add them to your own slip, I suppose. But fingers crossed. The thing is, when after last weekend, when we did last week's video, when we turned off the camera, we said to each other, I feel good about this one, didn't we? And it was fucking miserable, really, wasn't it?
Totally.
3 out of 6. But now...
I think getting so close the week before as well made us a little overconfident.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up to the 5-6 fixture. Well, coming up to this is the 6th fixture now, isn't it, in the Football League.
Yeah.
So we can start fiddling with a bit of form soon, especially in the Premier League as well. A lot more Premier League games will start getting included. It's just one of them leagues, ain't it, the Prem? You need to go off a bit of form, whereas...
I never like betting on the Prem.
Neither do I. I'd do the odd both teams to score in there, but we'll see. Maybe we'll start adding... After 10 fixtures, I'll tell you what we'll do. After 10 fixtures, we'll start doing a both teams to score match result treble when we're 10 fixtures in. That's something to look forward to. But yeah, if you did enjoy this, then hit the subscribe button below if you're watching on YouTube. If you are listening to it, go onto the little purple icon if you've got an iPhone. Go to the podcast section, search for Byrons World, give it a 5-star review, subscribe on there. Then that way you get us every week. It'll ping to your phone that we've give you another Speculate to accumulate. But that's all from me for this week. What else to add, pal?
Nothing.
Hopefully we'll get a winner. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, PS, fuck Salford.